I think the idea of what we can learn from conversation is incredibly powerful if you have the base understanding that you're talking to a human being. At Boston College, we talk about forming the whole person, meaning their sort of moral, intellectual capacities together, and sometimes spiritual capacities as well. But to be also thinking about the person as a whole person, meaning they're not just a brain sitting in front of you in the classroom, but rather human beings with ambitions and backstories and emotions. Whatever their view of a refugee was, it was challenged. The fact that, they're carrying cell phones and want to be Facebook friends. And so they were trying to move on, make their lives and figure out what their next steps were. One of the big things we strive for at BC and any of these kinds of international global engagements is imagining and working toward reciprocity and respect in these meetings. And the students that I bring, we spend a month studying the Rohingya refugee crisis before we enter to do 6 hours of conversations with folks in the camp there. And when the students are that well informed, they feel more comfortable about the context, and then they can start having different conversations. And we also found, especially that second year, that a lot of the conversations students most relaxed into, they weren't talking about politics and theory. They were on a human story. It made an impression on them. It made a big impression. They were moved by talking to people and having even a quick exposure to people from the Harsham camp. Nearly without exception, students come away moved, a bit shaken, inspired, challenged. When I'm doing these projects, and everybody that we're encouraging around Boston College, is to see this as a formative encounter, right? And ideally, one that can be reciprocal and also potentially repeated.